All right, among the many customers that I get day to day, once a while I always get some totally off the charts kind of customers. I've got politicians, I've got people who work for VVIPs, I've got celebrities sometimes, I've got Hollywood kind of personalities, not the A-list, triple A-list. And then I've also got people who are from the underworld, the porn industry. I mean, sometimes you cannot believe the kinds of people you meet. Okay, so among the, I'll give you one example of a client that I did very lately, and I took his permission before sharing this video. In fact, I'll be sending him a copy of this video so that he gives me his approval. And if in case during the video, if you see me thinking a lot, or you saw cut and the next bit, that is because I might have said something which I shouldn't be saying, because with all my clients I keep it confidential. Unless of course the client, only if the client gives the information, then I share it, others I don't. And I always let the client know their identity will be kept anonymous. However, bits and pieces of their stories will be shared for educational or informational purposes. Okay, so having said that, I'll tell you the client that I dealt with. He was a mafia kind of member of the mafia. The typical crimes that they commit, from getting money back, or making sure the territory is in place, or just basic stuff. Okay, and this guy got caught, and eventually he spent time in jail, and he came out. Once he came out, obviously he settled down, and today he has a family, and his past is behind him. So he got in touch with me to ask me about how he could personally brand himself, like personal branding, how he could make money. And this is the part which I want to share with you, so there is a bit of learning. The guy, obviously, because of his criminal record, cannot work for any corporate company. They do not. Most of the companies in the West, they like to check your past, your whole history. And if you have a criminal record, they normally do not give you a job. So he cannot work in a corporate setup. So he can work running a business or some day-to-day stuff and all that. And it has to be obviously legal. So he wanted to run a business that involved providing a service to the community. And he asked me how is it that he could go about, because he had 2 or 3 failed business ventures. So because this is an area that I specialize in, I told him, okay, can you tell me what are the businesses? I studied what he did before. I asked him what was his strategy. I tried to understand how, his advertising, marketing, what did he do? And finally, this is what I recommended for him at least. And this can be helpful to you. Number one is, I told him not to run away from his past, rather embrace his past. Because what happens is, if you try to hide your past, someone will bring it up. And if you portray a very goody-goody image, and someone brings up your past in between, they'll feel betrayed. So right off the bat, let your past be part of your branding. Let people know who you are. So there's no surprises. That's one. The second thing which I told him is, you have to position yourself uniquely, either on your strengths or on your weaknesses. Because everyone likes to only position themselves in terms of their strengths. I'm the smartest, I'm the sharpest. How about, talking about your weakness or showing your weakness? Like in my case, my face tattoo is my weakness. The profanity that I use on my videos is my weakness. My non-compliance to rules, my wanting to be a rebel, these are the points of my weakness. But guess what? Even Even the fact that I'm not filthy rich, I live a simple life. You know, many people don't want to deal with someone who is a simple person. They don't want to deal with someone who is ordinary. They don't want to deal with someone who has tattoos or who had a colorful past or being with multiple women. But this has worked in my favor. Now, only caveat here is be careful which country you're in. Be careful which environment you operate in. Be careful who's your target range. Now, you can't go around working in a corporate world and say, I'm addicted to sex. You'll get terminated. You can't work in a church and say, I like young girls. So you need to use common sense and discretion there. Okay. Number 3 is, when speaking to the guy, he said, this is my vision, this is my goal. I want to do this for my children. Now, over there, what I want to tell you is nobody gives a fuck about your passion, your goal, your vision, the good things that you want to do for society. Nobody gives a fuck. And nobody is bothered also. So save yourself all the headache of telling I want to change the world, I want to make it a better place. And nobody gives a fuck. I'll tell you, nobody cares. If you have money, if you have excess money, excess time, just do whatever good you want to do. And that's about it. Nobody cares about your vision that you want to change the world and this and that. Then point number 4 is there's always a tendency, I want to be number 1, I want to be the world's best. That is easier said than done. The majority of the time you're going to end up being just an ordinary person, another ordinary service provider. You're not going to end up being the world's best. That might sound very romantic, but it doesn't work out that way. So just leave the world's best out. Okay? I rather tell people focus on just making money. That's what you need to focus on. Just making money, nothing else. The next one, what I told him is be careful of providing service for free. There is a tendency that I'll give them a free service, a free taste. People generally, when there's something for free, they'll take it for free and you'll not get anything in return. Rather, what I told him is communicate on social media the free service that you want to give, okay, in terms of value, advice, guidance, and choose your medium carefully. Do you want to do it on Instagram? Do you want to do it on YouTube? Do you want to do it by Medium or Quora, by articles? Choose your medium carefully based on your strengths. Don't try to do everything. Don't go on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram. It'll become a mess. Choose one. Whatever one is your specialization, rest should be ancillary. The next point that I told him is it's very, very important to be consistent. Very important. I cannot overstress this. Don't aim for perfection. Focus on delivering quantity over quantity. Yes, it feels good to deliver a A++ product. This is with the free service or the advice or the YouTube videos, even if you want to put it on LinkedIn. But if you focus on world-class production and world-class whatever, it's not going to happen. You'll get burnt out. Rather, what I do is I share these videos where I'm walking and I put it every day, 2 or 3. And if it clicks, it clicks. It doesn't click, doesn't click. But at least there is more content. Remember this much, that Google and YouTube like new content every day. Then the other thing I told him is, he asked about reading books, which books should I read, courses. I said there's a point after which the law of diminishing returns comes into play. Don't keep reading. It's useless. You can read all the books in the world. There's encyclopedia, there is Wikipedia, it's not going to do anything. You're just going to get knowledge. It's not going to help your business at all. Okay? Then the next piece of advice, suggestion that I gave him is keep your message simple yet effective. Don't complicate it with too much. In fact, one of the pieces of advice that I gave him is his website. I said, don't focus on cosmetics. Focus on functionality. It's the principle is substance over style. Some people have a website as a vanity project. They keep a website where they show how great they are, how amazing they are. Nobody gives a fuck. Get to the point, what is the service you provide, and that's about it. Don't go around doing too many things. It just messes up people's heads. If they are confused, no, they'll not deal with you. Then in terms of pricing, I told him start with the introductory price by which you qualify people, and then build on that. And then I also told him that there are two pathways you can follow. Number one is where you deal with 100 customers and give them at $1, or you focus on one customer at $100, or you can even subdivide it, right? Two customers are $50 each. Now each one has its pros and cons. When it's cheap, you just don't have to do much. $1 everyone can spend. But the only drawback over there is the headache that comes with it. Some people really chew your brains for $1. So I prefer a rather premium, where one customer, I focus on them and give them the best. Then last if not the least, I told him that every day is an expense. Every day you need to generate revenue. Every day you need to earn something. If you're not doing it every single day, then there is a problem. Because every day is an expense. So every day if you're not earning an income, it's stupidity. And the rest of the stuff which is pretty generic, like improve your skills, and which is specific to him. So these are some of the strategies that I offered to him in terms of his personal branding journey. Now obviously this might look like one size fits all, but it doesn't work for everyone. Like I wouldn't recommend blogging for a person who cannot write even 50 words. I wouldn't recommend YouTube for a person whose target audience doesn't watch YouTube videos. You also need to know what is your target audience. Is it male or female? Which region of the world is it? What age factor? What time of the day do they read or watch your videos? There are too many technical bits which I don't want to get into in this video. So overall, this is what I shared with him. And yes, engagement. You need to always constantly engage, communicate, speak to the people, interact with them, be it your haters or the people who like you. And then I gave him a couple of references on what he could follow to enhance and grow his business. So overall, this is what I suggested to him. I don't know how much of it added value to you. You can comment down below and let me know what did you think, and also what ideas do you suggest? Which one do you agree? Which one do you not agree? I'd like to know. You guys take care.
You know why I want this fucking job? You know why the I want a job? Fucking because I'm the only fucking person who wants this fucking job. That's why I want this job.
Stop getting the wrong advice. Ensure you get the right skills for the right job for jobs in the Middle East. Contact Loy Machedo.